Hey, what's going on, my friend? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the truth. Truth versus mind-made concepts. And it's so crazy because the more and more you get towards the truth, the less and less you know for sure. And they say enlightenment is knowing how much you don't know, and it's so true. And you realize this the closer and closer you get towards higher awareness, is that we really don't know anything. And truth, there's only one truth, and that is the truth of everything, the truth of God, and the truth of the source, and the truth of everything in existence. And the truth of all truths can't be comprehended by the mind. Absolute truth is not something that we can create in our head. There's no mental concept that can define the truth. You can sort of try and define it, but you can't experience it. You can't know truth. It can only be experienced, because the truth is everything is one. This whole world that we perceive right now is a grand illusion. In fact, physicists have actually discovered that, the material world we see, all matter, what we perceive as solid matter, is really just 99.99% empty space. It's nothing. It's, when you look at an atom and, you look at it, as closely as possible, as close up as you can get to, the most microscopic view of an atom, you'll see that there's really pretty much nothing there. It's almost all empty space, and that goes with all matter. It's pretty much nothing but empty space, and it's just an illusion created by our senses, our human mind and senses, that let us perceive the world in the way that we do, that let us smell the smells that we smell, and the sights that we see. It's all just generated by the senses, and it's completely not reality. It's just the limited human mind's perception of reality. And so how can you really know truth if you've only ever seen an illusion? And that's why there's only one truth, and it can only be experienced when you're in the moment, and when you're in the present, and you are connected with all other living things, and everything in the universe, which can only happen in the absence of the mind and the ego. The mind and the ego keep you identified with the form of your body, and make you feel separate from everything around you, from the trees and the birds and everything you see. You think you're separate from it because of these senses that are generated by this body and mind and ego, and you can't see reality for what it is. You can't see that everything is connected, and that it's all from one source, and that it's not just that everything is created from this source. Everything is the source. The source is everything, and nothing is separate. It's all connected right now, and it can only be felt and experienced for yourself by going deep into the moment and letting go of thought and attachment, and just becoming one with life as it is. And we've been so conditioned by society and everything around us to feel like we need to have knowledge of everything, and that we just need to know things, and that we need to study this and this and this if we want to become, greater people and have better understanding of the world. We have to look at the data and analyze every little bit of it and understand, you know, all the working parts, but all you're really doing there is mastering the illusion. You're becoming deeper and deeper into the illusion by trying to discover, you know, what makes it work. It can't be comprehended, and it can only be felt in the moment. But you get to a point, once you start making these realizations and coming to the fact that everything is one, and you start to realize that knowledge is very distracting and it's just more stuff. People highly value knowledge and intellect and just being able to know different things, and your ability to memorize and hold on to beliefs. And honestly, it weighs you down a lot. Having all this knowledge, it's okay to have knowledge, but if you're attached to the knowledge and those beliefs, then at some point you will feel suffering, because at some point people will challenge those beliefs. They'll tell you you're wrong, and because you're so identified with the beliefs and you truly believe them, then you're going to get offended, or you are going to feel the ego's basically just going to step in and try to defend itself and make every argument it can to make the other person wrong, so that way it can be right. And although, you know, what I'm saying may sound great or not to you, but maybe you're not really too concerned with it, you know. You might be thinking, well, this is all cool, Hyatt, but you know, there's got to be some truths that require some sort of knowledge on this worldly plane. And that might be true. You know, there are universal and natural laws that are truth, universal truths that are one with this reality that we perceive. So just like gravity is a universal truth, but it doesn't require knowledge and it doesn't require human thought to be truth. Every animal on the planet knows that if they fall off a 10-story cliff, that gravity is going to be there, and they don't have to think about it, and they don't have to rationalize it, and they don't have to come up with a logical reason why they shouldn't jump off the cliff. They just are one with the truth, and they know instinctively that they shouldn't do it. And so the truth doesn't require knowledge, it requires no analyzation, and it doesn't take, you know, it doesn't take any type of studying or anything like that for you to find the truth. All it takes is a little bit of observation in nature and how everything works. We were designed a specific way in nature, just like all other animals. And all other animals are in alignment with their nature, and because we have developed this mind and the ego, we've kind of been able to go outside of it and experiment outside of nature, which isn't a bad thing. We're learning from it, and this is how we're going to evolve at the highest level, is by making these mistakes and going through all these humanly faults that we've gone through because of the ego and because we've kind of opted out of nature. But it is natural law that we are a frugivore species, just like our other anthropoid relatives, chimpanzees, gorillas, and you know, the other anthropoids. They're all frugivores. It's their natural diet provided by nature, and it's ours as well. And so that is a natural truth, and to tamper with the perfection of nature and to process these foods that were naturally designed perfectly for us is only destroying their perfection and destroying our own perfection. And so there are many natural and universal truths just like that, but those are on the plane of this limited, humanly, worldly reality. It's sort of, these laws inside the illusion. So we can discover these universal truths, but they're not absolute truth. It can be a little difficult to explain if you haven't been able to catch a glimpse of the truth in its pure essence by letting go of the mind and the body and being purely in the moment. And we all have a sort of sense for the truth, and some have it at a higher vibrational level, or they can sense it better than others, but that is because they have let go of more of their beliefs, and they're more in line with nature. Like the more you eat your natural diet, the more raw foods and fruits that you eat, the higher your consciousness is raised, the more in line with nature you are, and the more you can sort of connect with truth, and you can see through the illusion and all the nonsense that is happening in society and going on around you. You can see the world with whole new eyes, and your sense for the truth just becomes higher and higher. And so once you sort of start the awakening process, then it's very easy to kind of sniff out truth from just nonsense. And when you hear something that is headed more in a truthful direction, it's just like a click, and you just know it as truth. And so what I really want to get at here in this video is that everything created by the mind is not really, there may be some truth to it, but it's not absolute truth, and you can't discover absolute truth through the mind, and that there's really no such thing as past or future. There's really only the present moment. All you have is right now. If you think back on the future, that's just a thought in your head, that's just an idea. And if you think back on the past, and if you think about the future and the things that you could have, and how doing this and this and this might get you to where you want to be someday, that's also just a thought in your head and not reality. Reality is this moment right now. There's nothing else but this moment. And you might be able to recall a memory from 5 minutes ago, or your childhood, or from any other time in your life, and say, but this is truth, this happened. But the moment you do that, you are exiting truth and reality, and you're exiting the now. You're putting your attention on something that has already passed, something that is no longer in existence, and something that is no longer reality, and you are completely disconnecting yourself from the reality of now by thinking about past and future, thinking about what you could be and what you could have, and thinking about how this happened to you in the past, and how your life has been miserable or how your life has been joyous. It's all a distraction from living life fully in the moment, right now as it is, and experience the joy of just being with life and seeing life through the eyes of God, and seeing life the way that it actually is, unfiltered, by having a very high amount of presence and awareness. And that's the only way to find truth. Truth can only be found right here and right now. It can't be found in the past or present. You can't really trust any thought to be truth, and really truth is only in the experience that you're having right now. Even if you had an experience 5 minutes ago, and you think of that as truth, that's just sort of a belief system in your mind, and your experience from 5 minutes ago could be completely different or have changed in the last 5 minutes to right now. And what was truth 5 minutes ago and maybe 50 years ago or 100 years ago is not truth right now. Truth isn't something that you can find in a textbook or something that somebody can give to you. It's something that is inside and something that you have to go deep within yourself to discover. People can give you all sorts of knowledge on how the illusion works, how this works and how that works, you know, and the mechanics of this illusion, but it's almost meaningless. If you want to live the greatest life possible and have more knowledge on how to live than anyone else, then just observe nature and observe the universe and observe yourself, and you'll know more than the man with a PhD who is always in his mind, who's always in the past and future, who's always caught up in the illusion of life and never really living life. So number one priority is to get connected. Easiest way to do it is through raw foods, especially a fruitarian diet. Fruit is the most easily digestible and the most high vibrational fruit on the planet that will raise your vibration up to its highest point and your awareness to the greatest level. Quickest and easiest way to awaken yourself at the highest level. And second priority in life is to have fun and enjoy yourself. Go on an adventure. You know, we're here, it's a game, we don't have a lot of time here. Don't spend your life not doing exactly what it is you want to do, because you've only got this one. And I encourage you to experience everything that you absolutely want to experience. Go wild and you know, just live life to your heart's content. Go have an adventure, go be a pioneer, go do something that is inspiring and crazy, or don't, or sit at home and you know, do whatever you want. You don't have to be a crazy extremist to have a good life. You could sit in your room and you know, meditate or be at peace with everything. Just have a short walk in nature, and that could be all you need, and that is perfectly fine as well. Just do what you love, please, for the love of God. Don't regret not doing what you wish you could do. Just get out and do it, have fun, and get connected, and you're just gonna have such an abundant, amazing life, and you will know truth. Stop searching for truth and just become truth. Go do it. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Talk with you in the next one.